Yeah. Hi there folks, Simon Leach here. I think it's about the 21st of February. Yeah, I'm back in the studio after a little bit of a winter break, sort of, as the weather gets a little warmer, so I get out in the studio a bit more. I thought I'd just do a very quick video on just talking about narrow-necked forms like this and forming a narrow neck on a pot for some people it can be difficult if they're not practiced at it, you see. So what I'm going to suggest you do is to get practice, all right, because you may find trying to do something like that, which has got a bit of a belly to it, you see, and then bringing it into for the narrow neck is a little bit too much to start with. Better just to try to do one thing at a time. And I'm going to suggest that you learn just to do the neck first. And so we're just going to throw a cylinder. This is about 7 or 8 ounces. Just a straight cylinder, and then I'm going to narrow the neck in. To do that, I need this finger posture, you see. So it's it's a constriction type of move where I'm touching the pot in 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And when I say constriction move, it's also a compression move. We're compressing the clay in on it. So the clay particles, which are elongated particles, they've got to slide over each other, you see. In the same way, if you're expanding and opening a pot, then the clay slides the other way, you see. So it's sort of like compression. Compression, constriction move. Okay, so make sure you get the top here level before you do this. And now what we're going to do is just going to simply, and make sure you've got enough water. Okay, just begin to squeeze in like this, okay? When you're doing a compression move like this, the clay, as the clay slides over each other, the clay wants to escape, wants to find a loophole somewhere where the clay can go out the side, you know. Now that's why I call this like 6 points of contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't allow the clay any escape route to go. So it's just it has to compress in on itself. That's important. Okay. So there you have it. There you've got now I've done it just on a cylindrical form, just to let's do it again. I'll tell you what I'll do. Now I'm gonna let me open it back out again to. It doesn't always like this, mind having to doing this. Being open, closed and then opened. So what are you doing? I was wanting to get it back to a cylindrical shape, and in the process of doing so, it's got a little bit of a thing there, but that's okay. I'll just cut that off with my needle tool. Like that. Okay. So there's your cylinder that you've just thrown. Okay, wet your fingers, and now come in like this. So one of the things you see when you're compressing the top of a pot here, sometimes the clay, those clay particles, they don't want to slide over one another very nicely. and they tend to sort of bunch up and ripple. You know what I mean? Well, I've got a bit of, you can see here on the top, you see you've got that rippling effect there where my finger is. Now, that can be a little bit off-putting, and you have to work with it a little bit, wrestle with it, you know. And quite often when you're doing a narrow neck form, like I am here, that occurs according to, I would say, according to the clay, quite often how well wedged the clay is, you know. If it's very well wedged and kneaded, and the clay is nice and plastic, yeah. If it's nice and plastic, that the clay will slide over each other very nicely, and but quite often I find that when I'm doing a form like this, the clay is not, it doesn't want to go exactly where I want it to go. Now, if that's the case, and you get a little bit of a, because when you compress in here at the top, it thickens the wall of the pot slightly, just at that point. But if it isn't running true, I can just use, if you've got a decent cut-off needle, a nice thin one like mine here. You really want a nice thin, fine cut-off needle. You don't want one of these thick ones, you know. Okay, and then you can leather it like that. But have a go doing it on a, just cut that off. Have a go doing it on a cylindrical form first of all. That's the long and short of it, what I'm trying to get at here. Oh, Simon, you're beating around the bush. Okay, so there it is. Now let's constrict it in. Okay, like that. You see how that constricted in nicely? And now I can do the neck here. You may want to use your pinky finger just to get it in there, yeah? I'm doing this video on my iPad. I don't know how it's going to come out. It should be okay, I guess. Yeah. Now you can change the shape of these, you know, this here at the top. You can do variations. All right. Anyway, practice doing this on a cylinder first before you start trying to do it on a bud vase. The bud vase has got like, you got to deal with, you know, throwing the belly and now the shoulder here that I'm working, you don't have to do it like I'm doing it. You can. There's so many variations, aren't there, of ways of doing things. That's the wonder of the wheel, isn't it? The wonder of clay. Yeah, think of clay as being like liquid stone. See, now I can pull it over like that. So it all conveys a sort of different sort of sense, doesn't it? A different feel. It's a little bit like music. It's like different notes, you see. Little fellow with a little turned over neck, you see. Anyway, thanks for joining us, folks. Just a quickie here. Oops. I'm going to jab my finger in the side of the pot there. That's something, isn't it, that happens to us potters. We try to be as nimble as we can, but we're not always as nimble as we think we are. Before we know it, we're jabbing the clay with our fingernails and scratching it, and just like what I did then, stuck my finger. If you're one of those people that does that kind of thing once in a while, don't panic. I do too. We all do. Yeah, but learn this constriction thing. You've got to learn how to do it, you know, because it's going to serve you well for so many shapes and forms. We need to know how to open out, and we need to know how to constrict or bring in the clay. All right. Well, we've been here 11 minutes on this video. That's longer than I wanted to be, but anyway, there it is. There's my cut-off wire. Always cut your pot off with a wheel going round, okay? And the wire taut all the way through, like that. All right? If you do that, you'll get the pot off easily. So you need a twisted cut-off wire to be able to. It's not just to give a pretty pattern on the bottom of the pot. It's to get air in underneath the pot to break the suction, you see. Okay, there it is, just a little, I don't know what. Just playing around, you know. Hey folks, thanks for joining me again here in the pottery. Keep practicing, and I will see you soon.